Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show helps raise the bar for other motorsport enthusiasts, those who want more out of life, those who want to do more, those who want to be more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a great person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of perspective. Because when you change your beliefs, you end up changing your life. Like, what if I told you that the biggest obstacle in your life isn't your circumstances, but rather your beliefs about those circumstances? You see, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. That's such a deep statement right there. So simple, but it's so deep. And I'm going to repeat that. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. See, our beliefs shape our reality. And when you shift those beliefs, your life trajectory can be dramatically changed. So exploring how mental shifts lead to personal and professional growth helps us strive to be our best fucking selves. Our beliefs, which are our mental acceptance of a claim that is true. That's what a belief is, right? We mentally accept that something is true. They're like a lens that we look at life through. So a belief is just like a lens that we look at life through. Our beliefs act as a filter through which we interpret the world. And this lens can either limit us or it can empower us. The key here is to understand that our beliefs are not fixed, that they can be adjusted. Like, think about it like this. It's like when we go to the eye doctor and then you look through that machine that has a whole mess of lenses on it, and you're there and he tells you to sit down. You're like, all right, I'm going to focus and read that chart all the way at the end of the room. And as you look through those lenses, he goes and he adjusts and he moves the one and he moves the another and he moves the other. And then your blurry goes from your vision goes from blurry, and then until he gets to the right one, and then he realigns what you're seeing, and then you start seeing perfect, and you start seeing from a 20/20 perspective again. That's just like what we're talking about here. Well, here's another example. Think about like someone who believes that they're bad at public speaking. Because they think that they're bad, they avoid opportunities. And as a result, they reinforce their fear in public speaking. However, once they begin believing that they can improve their public speaking skills, then they begin to practice. And then as they practice, their confidence builds up. And then their belief transforms into a strength, all because they switched their belief from someone who believes that they're bad at public speaking to someone who believes that they can improve at public speaking. So what are some areas in your life where your beliefs are holding you back? I want you to consider this question. Like, are these beliefs facts, or are they just stories that you've been telling yourself? The reason I ask you this is because our beliefs drive our actions. And the actions that we end up taking create the results that we're after. So if we take no actions, we get no results. And so our beliefs influence our actions. When you believe in your potential, your actions tend to align with those beliefs, and then they lead you to create better results for yourself. It's like a man who believes that he can never get in shape. Because he believes that he can never get in shape, he never starts to work out. But if he were to shift his belief from I can never get in shape to I am capable of transforming my body, then he begins to take steps towards his fitness goals. And as a result of those actions that he's going to start to take, he starts to see positive changes, positive improvements in not only his body, but then his mind. It might not happen overnight. It's actually, a matter of fact, I know it's not going to happen overnight. But as long as he sticks to the plan and he continues showing up, he will eventually start to notice those improvements. So I want you to write down that limiting belief that you have. Like, what is it? Think about it and write that thing down. Like, whether it be on a piece of paper or even pull out your notes tab on your folder, on your phone, the notes folder, and write it down in there. And I'm telling you to do this because when you write it down, you really start to question it, right? And then so what I want you to do is once you write it down, I want you to flip that limiting belief on its head. And I want you to turn that limiting belief into an empowering belief. Like, and usually all it takes is just doing the exact opposite of what that belief, what that limiting belief thought, or what that limiting belief that you wrote down is. It's usually always the exact opposite of it, right? And so then after you identify them, what is one small action? Just one. What is one small action that you can take that aligns with this new belief that we're trying to create for yourself? All right. I hope you did the exercise, right? I really do hope you did. It was a simple one, right? But something tells me that most of you didn't fucking do that shit. So let's talk about how we can begin to change those beliefs. In order for you to change your beliefs, you need to first identify your current beliefs. Because the truth is that many people aren't even aware of the subconscious beliefs that guide our actions. But it's essential to take stock of those beliefs so that we can initiate the change. Like, if we don't know really, we don't take account of what type of beliefs are going on in our mind subconsciously, then how can we begin to initiate the change? Like, for example, I encountered this. I always share. I don't give a fuck. I share from the heart. I'll be transparent. I'm humble. As I was growing through my career, as I was becoming, a rookie into a young professional, and as I was going through my career, and actually, it's funny that I share this because it wasn't until I shared it that I noticed that a lot of my colleagues were going through the same thing, but they didn't want to share it. And it wasn't until I opened up, they're like, "Oh fuck, bro, I'm actually going through the same shit." And it's actually something that's quite common in a lot of men coming up in the industry, and not even in my industry, and men going up throughout the career. Like, we start believing things like, "Man, I'm not good enough to lead. I'm not good enough to take that superior role. I'm not good enough to be the leader of this team." Like, whether it be through some past failures that you had, or maybe due to the lack of inexperience, the belief that you aren't good enough to lead is almost always tied back to your self-worth. That's what I've learned. And that's what, talking to other people, it's always tied back to what we believe about ourselves, to our self-worth. And so a tip that has helped me through getting through this is just really journaling and reflecting on my capabilities, really identifying, like, man, what have I done? What am I doing? What do other people like see me as? What are the results that I'm bringing to the table? Like, and once you start identifying what you've done, and then also what limiting beliefs are coming up, then it's hard for you to fucking question them. Ask yourself things like, man, is this belief really objectively true? Or another good question is, like, what is the evidence that I have that justifies this belief? Like, what are the facts? It's all about proving to your mind that it has no basis to stand on. It's like when people believe that they're too old to start over. You gotta be able to ask yourself, is that really fucking true? Because there are countless of stories of people deep into their 40s, deep into their 50s, sometimes even deep into their 60s, that they're fucking thriving after making significant life changes. So finding examples of others who have done what you are trying to do helps reinforce your capabilities. Like, you want to rewire and reinforce those new capabilities so that you can believe that you can do it too. And a lot of the times, all it takes is just looking for someone else who has done it so that you can see, fuck, someone else already did it. Fucking I could do it too. Right? Another thing you can do is you want to use daily affirmations or even visualization exercises so that you can bring this commonality into your mind. So you can create it. So you got to first subconsciously create it so that you can bring it into existence. Like, start creating small wins for yourself so you can build up your confidence into those new beliefs that you're trying to create, that you're out there to prove. Because the more you repeat them, the more they become ingrained in who you are. Like, back to the example we were just discussing. Start saying to yourself, I'm a leader capable of inspiring others. And then follow those shits through with some affirmations of like small actionable steps. After you say to yourself, I am a leader capable of inspiring others, that's an affirmation. And you say it with conviction, with fucking movement, you know? That's an affirmation right there. And then you start to follow it up with some actionable steps, even small actionable steps. Like start taking small leadership roles or something and begin to really reinforce that belief within yourself. The science behind it is all about the RAS, otherwise known as the reticular activating system. The RAS is the part of your brain that filters the information that you take in. It focuses on what you believe is important. So if you believe that opportunities are scarce, you will unconsciously miss them. But if you believe that opportunities are everywhere, then your brain will start to spot them. It's like someone who believes that there's no way to start a business in today's economy, it's never gonna like notice the potential networking opportunities out there, or maybe the potential business ideas out there, even the financial different avenues that they can take towards starting a business. However, people who believe opportunities exist will find them, even in casual conversations. The key takeaway here is to train your brain to seek out the positives and all the opportunities that align with your new beliefs. And through the feedback loop of belief and experience, you build yourself up. Because every time that you act on a belief, you gather evidence that reinforces or challenges that belief. So if you believe that you're resourceful, you take action. And then those positive results will reinforce that belief, right? So it's important for you to take action so that you can reinforce those fucking beliefs. It's all tied together. Like a man who changes his belief from I'm stuck in this dead end job to I have the skills that are valuable in multiple industries is going to start looking for new opportunities. But if you're stuck in like in that just that mindset in that reframe of like, oh, this dead end job, I'm just stuck here, I can't do anything else, I don't know, and then you let yourself get flustered by it, you're not gonna fucking go find it. You're not gonna find no opportunities. You're not gonna think that you can go improve, you can change your life. But if you tell yourself things like, I have those skills that are valuable in multiple industries, or shit, even if you don't have the skills, I can build my skills that will be valuable in multiple industries, and you're gonna go start looking for new opportunities. And as a person that does that, right, you start exploring and then you start getting confidence. And then that reinforces that new belief that you're setting for yourself. Be willing to start small because achievements, no matter how small, strengthen the belief, action, feedback loop, right? Okay, so back to those questions that I had asked you earlier. I want you to take on this little quick challenge, little challenge for the next 30 days, bro. I want you to focus on that one limiting belief that you had that I asked you earlier, right? Like, what is a limiting belief? And you didn't answer it for yourself right now. What is a limiting belief that you have, right? And let's start to actively work to shift this motherfucker. Over these next 30 days, this is what we're gonna do, right? And as you work through it, I encourage you to journal your progress, to take note of how things are going and how the actions are moving forward and the results that you're creating for yourself, because that is what starts the change. That is when you start seeing, when you start proving to yourself, when you start noticing the little steps. It's how you build the momentum, right? And say this phrase to yourself over every single day over the next 30 days. I have the power to change my beliefs. I have the power to change my life by changing my beliefs. I have the power to change my life by changing my beliefs. Say that shit to yourself with fucking conviction. I have the power to change my life by changing my beliefs. Ingrain that motherfucker in yourself. You can do this shit. Do it every day for the next 30 days and see what happens. Remember, while changing your beliefs is a process, the results that come after are motherfucking life changing. Be willing to recognize that your beliefs are flexible and they are not fixed. Shifting your beliefs will shift your outcomes. My friend, let's get to fucking work. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, calling out all the motorsport enthusiasts who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the crap that's been holding us back, and let's become the badass motherfuckers that we're meant to be. Breaking the stereotype is exactly what we're here to do. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others is the mission that God has tasked us with. Join me on this journey where we empower our people to do more and to be more. And my man, my brother, my sister, if you still haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, bro? Go ahead and smash that button so you never miss another episode. And if you connected with today's message, if you resonated with today's message, if it made you feel some type of way, go ahead and share that on your story. Make sure you tag me at Wide Open Randy, because those are the actions that help more gearheads to see and hear about this podcast. And ultimately, that's how our community grows. Catch up with you on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friend. Peace.